heck? There's so much sunlight out, but it's raining. I guess it's a good thing technically anyways during these times. Today, I guess I read so much stuff about fears and lockdowns just related to all the things about that COVID-19 stuff. But how about the first one? I guess it's a little bit more tech-related stuff. It's basically about the UPS drones and stuff like that. Well, I guess this one they introduced this new one that kind of looks kind of cool. This one says UPS Flight Forward and Wingcopter to develop versatile new drone fleet. UPS Flight Forward today said it would collaborate with the German drone maker Wingcopter to develop the next generation of package delivery drones for a variety of use cases in the United States and internationally. UPS chose Wingcopter, a transport drone pioneer, for its unmanned aircraft technology and its track record in delivering a variety of goods over long distances in multiple international settings. So you can see kind of the pictures and stuff they released of it too, because again, it looks kind of cool. It says drone delivery is not a one-size-fits-all operation, said Bala Ganesh, Vice President of UPS Advanced Technology Group. Our collaboration with Wingcopter helps to pave the way for us to start drone delivery service in new use cases. UPS Flight Forward is building a network of technology partners to broaden our unique capability to serve the customers and extend our leadership in drone delivery. I guess it kind of looks more like a traditional plane in some sense, I guess. Obviously a little smaller scale. But it's kind of cool to see basically stuff like that evolving, because I could imagine during times like this, you want these types of texts, I guess, out there. And actually this, I first read it from you guys, just from the comments. So apparently I guess UK is officially locked down. It says coronavirus, strict new curbs on life in UK announced by PM. Shops selling non-essential goods have been told to shut, and gatherings in public of more than 2 people who do not live together will be prohibited. And I guess further details about those points, it says here what they could do in terms of going out. Shopping for basic necessities such as food and medicine. Shopping trips should be as infrequent as possible. One form of exercise a day, such as run, walk, or cycle. This should be done alone or only with people you live with. Any medical need or to provide care or to help a vulnerable person. This includes moving children under the age of 18 between their parents' homes where the applicable. Key workers or those with children identified as vulnerable can continue to take their children to school. Traveling to and from work, but only where work absolutely cannot be done from home. That's kind of weird in that sense. So are the schools actually open still? I would imagine you would shut that down too if you say no gatherings or whatever with 2 people and all that. I guess one of the points that's really interesting is the notion of, I guess, saying people are allowed to go out and exercise, because I guess it kind of contradicts basically in many ways how many people say don't leave the house at all, like absolutely stay in. So what is the balance that people should have? I said before, it seems like just based on all the information, the neutral thing is go out there, so to speak, if you can and need to, or if for some reason you want to be out there, I guess for your health, then avoid other people. Like don't hang around like in beaches partying. And I guess in terms of lifestyle change, unfortunately the way it is, if someone wants to shake your hand and so forth, then keep away. As opposed to saying 100% like lock yourself out like some, I don't know, hermit or something like that. That's what I gather from what they're saying anyways. Because me currently, it's one of those, you should take it seriously, but not in such a way where you're panicking and fearing over, I guess, everything like in general. Because basically just from reading like articles and stuff like that, it's basically all over the place, and it seems like depending on what you're reading and so forth, that basically dictates how you're going to react like in this situation. Like I guess in terms of things like deaths and all that, like apparently here they said there was a dental conference or something like that where someone was basically identified as being infected, and according to the news they said someone died now. A BC dentist who attended a Vancouver conference at the center of a coronavirus outbreak has died of suspected COVID-19 complications, according to friends and family. Dr. Dennis Vincent, who was in his 60s, died this past weekend at his North Vancouver home, according to a longtime friend who said he had been in his dentist chair for an appointment little more than a week previously. Vincent's friend, Fardad Moeri, said he had not gone to the hospital because he didn't want to put stress on the health system. People with symptoms of COVID-19 are asked to use a self-assessment tool online, which does not recommend going to the hospital unless the person is experiencing breathing difficulties or other serious health issues. The Ministry of Health has not yet confirmed the death. So with that said, I thought it would be interesting to see that self-assessment online tool, which I'll go into a little later. But again, with the articles, I could imagine if you read that, then people would panic like crazy, like it's the death of the world, then you should not go outside absolutely at all 100% versus, like I said, where even some officials, for example, they say if you need to, like get your exercise and so forth. But then you could read like an article like this, which is kind of fascinating. It says, "I'm absolutely fine. Italy's oldest COVID-19 survivor, a 95-year-old grandmother. A grandmother, aged 95, has become the oldest person in Italy to recover from the coronavirus. Almar Clara Corsini has been able to return home after beating the illness, which has so far claimed 5,500 lives and infected nearly 60,000 people in Italy. She was admitted to a hospital near Modena on March 5th and managed to recover without the help of antiviral medication. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine," she told local media, praising the doctors and nurses who helped her recover. "They were wonderful, the people who looked after me." Corsini returned to the nursing home in which she lives in the town of Fanano near Modena. So when reading that one, basically that seems more of a common sense, different perspective scenario where, again, keep your distance. If you feel sick, then, don't take any chances as if there's nothing wrong, then seek medical help. But for the most part, like here it says it's perfectly manageable. Just be, I guess, responsible. If you're sick, then go see a doctor, stay home or whatever. Like don't actually go out thinking you're invincible, I guess you could say, which is completely different than saying, stay at home 100%, don't ever go out at all. It's a little conflicting in that sense, depending on what you read. Because so far, things like stay home and stuff like that, from what I gather, it's more targeting people who are treating it like a party, again, like gathering in crowds and so forth, as opposed to like what they say here, like for the UK people anyways, like if you need to go exercise or whatever, then do it for the day and then come back home. Like just don't treat it like nothing is happening in the world, so to speak. So with that said, I thought it would be interesting to see that self-assessment tool they said that dentist went through, but he passed away. It says here, "This self-assessment tool developed by the BC Ministry of Health will determine whether you may need further assessment or testing for COVID-19. You can complete this assessment yourself or on behalf of someone else." So going through this test, for example, like first it says, are you experiencing any of the following? Severe difficulty breathing, severe chest pain, having a hard time waking up, feeling confused, losing consciousness. I said no. It says, are you experiencing any of the following? Mild to moderate shortness of breath, inability to lie down because of difficulty breathing, chronic health conditions that you are having difficulty managing because of difficulty breathing. I said no. It says, are you experiencing any of the following? Fever, cough, sneezing, sore throat. No. But then reading that too, it's so general, like a cough and sneezing, like that could be anything, isn't it? Like overall, which makes you think, again, if you're more in the fear mode, holy smokes, you could be going like crazy. It says, have you traveled to any countries outside of Canada, including the United States, within the last 14 days? I said no. It says, did you provide care or have close contact with a person with COVID-19, where they were ill, for example, the coughing, sneezing, and so forth? I said no. Did you have close contact with a person who traveled outside of Canada in the last 14 days who has become ill, again, with things like coughing and stuff like that? And I said no. And at the end it says, since you don't have any COVID-19 symptoms, you don't need to be tested for COVID-19. Please self-monitor, wash your hands frequently, and practice physical distancing. If you develop any symptoms, fever, cough, sneezing, sore throat, or difficulty breathing, or become aware of any potential exposures to cases of COVID-19, take this self-assessment test again. I mean, for the most part, that's what I'm kind of going by, just based on what they say, like even from like here, official sources. If you don't feel anything and so forth, like still take it seriously, but don't, I guess, fear and panic. Because out of curiosity too, since this is, I guess, a self-assessment tool, we don't know much about, I guess, the virus itself overall. And some of the symptoms, they're really generic, like I mentioned. So out of the curiosity, I just said here, like it says, are you experiencing any of the following, like the fever, cough, sneezing, and sore throat? Just for the heck of it, I said yes, just to see what's the next step. Now it says, please stay at home. As a precaution, the Ministry of Health is asking anyone with symptoms, fever, cough, sneezing, or sore throat to stay at home for 10 days. If your symptoms worsen, call your family physician. If you're unable to reach your required healthcare provider, call 811 to speak with a HealthLink BC. Okay, and then afterwards it says, did you develop symptoms within the last 14 days outside of Canada? That I said no afterwards. Did you provide healthcare, etc., etc.? No. But then afterwards, I guess the result for there is a little different. Now it says, please self-isolate for 10 days. If your symptoms worsen, please check back in. So with all this information, how would everyone else, I guess, react? Again, do you interpret that more as stay the heck home, don't ever go out, I don't care if it's to like exercise like they say, or is it more be super vigilant, so to speak, like take it seriously in general when you're out? Because I know for myself, I'm still kind of true, I'm more worried about how the world and people react in general. I mean, like reading stuff like this, like, are you kidding me? This one says, police release image of 2 men as part of an investigation into toilet paper thefts and attempted thefts from supermarket in Sydney Southwest at the weekend. Are you kidding me? Apparently these guys went up to the supermarket with a knife and all that, according to the report. Stealing toilet paper? Man, I'd be more afraid of stuff like this, like I said, in terms of this virus situation right now and the hysteria. Makes me wonder too, just in case for some reason like here in Canada they do officially say, well, absolutely no going out ever, even like for exercise and so forth. Should I during this time kind of do like, I guess, a quarantine day as if I'm going to be locked up indoors like for who knows how long, like a month and so forth? Would that actually be kind of interesting? I mean, honestly though, for myself, I actually have so much different variety of, I guess, interests and life experiences in different things where, I don't know, I don't go crazy. Like if I have to like they said, self-isolate or quarantine. What are you guys in right now in terms of your mindset? Are you actually locking yourself in the house, for example? Are you still actually occasionally going outside as well? It's kind of funny too, because a lot of people are saying they hate the word social distancing. It should be more about physical distancing. Alright, see you guys later.